Hi chaps, guys and girls. Just a quick sound check. Can you all hear me? There's about a 30-second delay on these streams apparently, so. Hi chaps, guys and girls. I better mute that then, that's a good point. Okay, can you hear me okay? Can anyone just ping in that they can hear me before I... Hi, good, thanks, Morphs. Good stuff. Okay, well, hope you guys have been enjoying the live stream with myself and Jason over the last couple of days. Much more to come over the next week and a half. I know some of you have not been able to join in, but there are recordings, of course, on the website there where it says the previous stream, so do check those out. Jason and I are both pretty new to this live streaming, so we will get the hang of discussing and answering questions in the window. A few of them are coming in now. That's good to see. Loud and clear, Trade Wizard, thank you, and Flower as well. Okay, good. So you've been following me a bit about my life on the life markets before. It's today we're just going to talk about it later, a little bit more about that. Then we're going to move into more sort of trader content type of stuff. But I thought I'd just drop in now before I'm not on till 2 o'clock GMT today, so I thought I'd just drop in quickly to give you a bit more of an insight of what I do. My trading style more is of a trend continuation. I'm not one for picking tops and bottoms. It's not really my style over the last 10 years or so. I have tried it in the past, and I find it difficult to cope with the emotions. So I tend to play it safe, and I tend to follow the trend. And I play a numbers game, quite honestly. The way I play the markets is really a case of numbers. I look for an edge on each trade, so I would never put a trade on that's less than say 1 to 1 R risk reward, and indeed sometimes 1.5, 2, but not much more than 2 sometimes. I mean, 2 really is a good risk reward for me. I wouldn't normally get in much more than that. I like to get in and out. I like to pay a large number of trades over the course of the month, and to have 50-50 winners, good for me. R&R is going to be more than 1, so that's going to be going to give me a positive R&R at the end of the month. Oh, that's the phone. That could be a margin call, could it? Hello. Not a margin call. Of course, I wouldn't get anything like a margin call these days. So quick look at the markets today. Everything's all dollar related, isn't it? I've seen the FT have aptly named it Trumpflation, which I think is a great way to describe the phenomenon that we're in at the moment. Since the election, we've seen oil prices rise. Obviously, his stimulus package and his tax cutting pledges and so forth. I mean, it's all gearing towards inflation, which you've seen the big sell-off in bond prices across the board, and that's led to dollar strength. And we're looking at the dollar strength here now, dollar index. As I said yesterday on the stream, I mean, we're at these levels that we were up again at last November, but we've really not been back here since 2003 or so. If you scroll back over the monthly charts, and I think we are key now. If we can sustain dollar index above par over the next 2 or 3 weeks, then I think we're just in a different territory. And people might not like it. They might try and pick tops in dollar short term and find they might intraday trade that way. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to be into a whole different realm with interest rates, interest rate curve moving up in the States, and indeed in Japan. Even Japan, if you look at the Japanese yield curve now, they've pledged a few weeks ago, I think it was, they pledged for to keeping their yield curve at flat, and even that's popping up into positive territory now. So I think the world's in for into a different environment. So I'm definitely looking at the moment at dollar strength, and as a trend continuation trader, as I just mentioned, it was great yesterday. Now, unfortunately, because I'm doing these streams and getting ready for the launch of the premium room, I haven't had too much time actually getting involved. I only had one trade yesterday, which was a dollar yen trade. I think I took 30 pips out of it. Nothing much. But it's been the glory days for the trend traders. It's been glory days for the trend traders, and I'm looking again at the dollar yen. Let's pull up a dollar yen chart on the MT4 here. Where have it moved? I've moved it, have I? Where do we go? Take it from here. So the dollar yen. I'm on the hourly chart. If I scroll down, I tend to trade off the 15-minute and hourly charts, by the way. But I always use, like I think most of you would do, and if you don't, I think you should use the higher time frames for confirmation. Now I'm not going to be buying at these levels. 108 to 109.50 obviously it's a psychological level, and there's people I think wanting to get involved in this, but they're looking at the overextension, and clearly it is overextended. But I'm certainly looking to buy dips today myself. But to say, I mean, where we are today on the 15-minute, if I'm looking to get involved in here, I'll be looking to get in around here. So around this level here, around the 30 level, 109.30. If we retrace, if we tick down to 109.30, as opposed to shoot that down with any momentum or any big news, if we just sort of like casually move back down to the 109.30 level, that's when I'd mostly get in, as my signal would show me on a trend continuation play. And my stops would be below, would basically be below, around here, around the 109.90, 108.90 level. But when I place all of my trades, I'll tell you this now, and I know that there's a big, the debate in the markets, and over the last 10 years, I've been listening to all sides of the arguments, and they all have valid reasons. But I would normally, I would never put a trade onto the market without having a stop in there first. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and maybe next week. I think I've got some stream talking solely on that. But I'll be looking to do that today. If anything pulls back down on the dollar yen, I'm going to look to get onto that trend around the 109.30 level with a stop not too far below. Risk reward is going to be 1.25, 1.5 on that trade today. But again, as I say, the dollar index is one I'll be looking at. Oil's had a major move, isn't it? Oil's had a major move in the last few days, up 5% or something on that, and of course that's great for the Mexican peso. I haven't really been analysing the Mexican peso, but it's in all the news wires at the moment, so I might have to start looking at the Mexican peso, because if we were going to play the oil, that's the currency to play certainly. And so that's what I'm doing at the moment. Anyway, this was just a quick hello. What we're going to be doing now, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be dropping into the stream periodically throughout the day, just getting more confident with the stream myself because it's all new to me. I've just bought and paid for this new screenwriting thing as well, which now means I can put lovely patterns on the thing. I'm just learning how to use that, so hopefully once I get going I'll be able to talk more on the screen drawing format, because it's all again new to me. Of course I have my own charts, my own trend lines and moving averages on there, but the screen drawing is new, but it's all part of the learning curve, I think. That's FX Magician Potter LOL. What's going on there? So any questions, anything you want to drop in here, just do give me a shout. One thing I do use is this little tool here in the corner. Let's see if I can use my little screenwriting tool here to show you this rectangle. I do use this. This basically is it's like a strength meter. It's like a heat map. It's not an indicator in terms of telling you what to buy or what to sell. But as you know, when you're trading the markets, there's FX. There's 28 different pairs you could possibly be using to be trading with, and this basically gives me an indication of what's particularly strong at the moment over what is particularly weak. So, for example, here at the moment, the British pound is strong, and you've got the Swiss is weak. So I'll just have a look. I'd pull up that screen now and have a look at pound Swiss and see what's going on in there. So this just gives me an indication of what's outperforming, not in front of my main key screens that I look at, the 5 or 6 currencies that I look at. This gives me a brief overview of what is going on in the general market. It's just something to give me a heads up to what maybe I should look at as a trend continuation trader. Okay, guys, I'll speak to you all at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Really should take, so I'll give you a shout this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Jason's on shortly afterwards, so I've got to just keep it to only 30 minutes today. And if you do get a chance, look back at a couple of streams from yesterday. Okay, guys, safe trading. Keep an eye on that dollar yen hovering around this level, and of course the euro. If we break down through 107, the stops are going to obviously be at 106.50 is the next logical move for that. The further we keep, the longer we keep above 100 on the index, the better it is for those currency plays on the on dollar strength. Cheers, guys. Speak to you soon.